they realize that they cannot be given everything to get started again.
The people appear to be very interested in rebuilding Somaliland and very interested in supporting the government here.
You know, Taiwan is living without recognition, you know, for 50 years now. And we could live for another 50 years, providing we are unleashed, you know, and this victimization, you know, and this ostracism has been removed from us.
So our target is just to reach the self-sufficient in production.
Director in Nairobi covering Kenya. From the women's groups we have WADA and Haduyo.
Since we are a big delegation, we want
10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, congratulations.
Most of them, they support their family, their children and their husband.
A large number of them cannot readapt to the civilian society. So we try to help them to market themselves. So it's not only jobs and these things, but there are a lot of things that has to do with reintegration, you know, normal reintegration into the civilian society. This is a big problem.
You know, of waiting for one fell stroke. Some of them we have absorbed into our police force, some of them we have absorbed into our security forces, you know, but a lot of them are still in the, even though they are disarmed, they are still waiting, you know, for something to do, you know, they are unemployed in the streets, you know, while they are employed, they always constitute a possible danger. We have to somehow find for them, an alternative source of employment for them. So, they must earn their living somehow. This man, who has been fighting for 10 years, and knows how to kill, and how to loot, and how to rape, if you like. Wouldn't it's not very safe for him, to be standing hungry, in the corner, in the street corners,
But far off to the north in Hargeysa, capital of Somaliland, there's an even greater sense of security, almost of well-being. Somaliland declared itself independent in the early 90s, and in contrast to southern cities, Hargeysa and its 400,000 residents are thriving. The market is certainly busy. Whether all that glitters is the real thing remains to be seen, but who cares, so long as it can catch the eye of a keen amateur. Food too, at times, all too scarce in the south, is available here. Hargeysa has gained from its location. Far from its southern counterpart, Muqdisho, it's no longer a battleground between feuding warlords, though there's ample evidence that it was once. This was a theatre, one of many casualties of the Civil War. But there are signs of revival amidst the ruins. Somaliland is determined to do business. These satellite dishes adorn the roof of a brand new theatre. However, there are still thousands of families displaced by the fighting in refugee camps on the outskirts of town. And among them, many children looking for a home. 300 of them, at least, have found it here. They're Somaliland's orphans. Many lost their parents in the war. Others were abandoned. Their mothers may have been unwed, widowed, or just totally destitute. The remaining family members couldn't or didn't want to keep the children. Abdi, who manages the orphanage, is himself an orphan.
At the moment, we carry 304 boys and girls from the different regions, and they have 3 different categories. Some of them, they are abandoned orphans. As you know, when the Muslim women get the pregnancy before the legal marriage, they do not make abortion, but they abandon the child. And some of children, they are the war orphans, and the others, they are from destitute families.
Somaliland's main source of revenue is livestock, but last year, Saudi Arabia, a traditional trading partner, imposed a ban on Somali imports. The reason? Fear of an outbreak of Rift Valley fever, a disease which affects cattle and sheep and can be passed on to humans. This was a blow. Somaliland depends on exports to the Gulf for hard currency. As a result of the Civil War, much of the North's infrastructure too was destroyed. The legacy is still all too evident. Worse perhaps, large areas of the countryside were mined. Between 1 and 2 million landmines were laid. Most of them in the northwest, notably in and around the northern port of Burburkii, which was the scene of prolonged fighting as recently as 3 years ago. A demining operation is now underway involving the United Nations Development Programme with help from highly skilled experts. A special effort was made to involve elders and clan leaders in the selection of local teams to maintain a balance acceptable to all. Former fighters also joined. It's a slow and dangerous job.
At the moment we only have 6 teams, and I believe we need to get to about a minimum of 20 teams to be effective. But that would cost a lot of money compared to what we've got at the moment.
Women too have enrolled. Some play an active part in alerting local families to their hidden dangers.
When we started in the minefield, because there were a lot of people passing by in the roads, a lot of animals which are not aware what's going on in that area. So we collected the families around that area, some women to make aware of the children and their animals to avoid getting into that minefield.
Women and children who collect firewood and herd the animals are often the first victims. During recent fighting, the 90,000 residents of one town, Daawo, fled. They're still displaced several years on, waiting for landmines to be cleared so they can go home.